Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? A little over a year ago, we tried the new Marie Callender's duos. We tried the meatloaf and country fried chicken duo, and the creamy pesto chicken and 4-cheese raviolo duo. Both duo meals weighed around 14 ounces and cost $4.99. Both duo meals were equally bad, and I definitely recommended you, the people, not to give them a try. Unless you wanted to. So as we, the people, know, when one manufacturer of highly processed, crappy, frozen, or fast food comes out with a new crappy product, another manufacturer of highly processed, frozen food, or fast food has to make their version as well. Which I don't blame the manufacturer because they have to keep up with the crappy competition. So today's possibly crappier competition is Hungry Man combos. But in this video, we're only going to try one of Hungry Man combos, and that's the Hungry Man Combo Fried Chicken and Salisbury Steak, which weighs in at only 15 ounces and costs a whopping $5.99, which the price point of these meals pisses me off to the highest level of festivity. And you might ask, why it pisses me off to the highest level of festivity? And the short answer is, a normal Hungry Man dinner weighs 16 ounces and costs $4.99. So for $1 less, you get an extra ounce of highly processed food and 2 sides and a dessert. I'm certainly not trying to justify one meal over the other. I'm just trying to wrap my big ass head around why they're charging more money for less food. But these frozen food manufacturers are obviously much smarter than I am because they continue to sell these garbage products to we, the people, and unfortunately, we, the people, continue to buy it. And as we, the people, continue to buy it, the square footage of their homes continues to increase. And yes, I said homes. Not home, but homes. Because these highly processed food manufacturers will continue to sell us their garbage products at exorbitant prices as long as we, the people, continue to buy them. And as we continue to buy them, we continue to make them rich while their net worth continues to grow and exceed the sodium level in their meals by the millions. So now let's go over the fried chicken and Salisbury steak Hungry Man combo, which consists of fried chicken that's made of a boneless fried white meat chicken patty and pasta with cheese sauce, and a Salisbury steak made with chicken, pork, and beef with mashed potatoes and gravy. Here's the novel-sized list of ingredients. And with a list like that, you don't need to worry about what's in it, you need to worry about what's not in it. Because it looks like everything's in it. The serving size is the whole container, which has 660 calories, 36 grams of total fat, 11 grams of saturated fat, a half a gram of trans fat, 100 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,450 milligrams of sodium, 57 carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, 6 grams of sugars, and 25 grams of protein. Here's our Hungry Man combos, meatloaf, and fried chicken dinner, right out of the freezer and right out of the box. After we poked a couple holes through the film, we placed it into the microwave on high for 4 minutes, and then after 4 minutes, we mixed up the mashed potatoes and the macaroni and cheese and cooked another 3 to 3.5 minutes. Now here's our Hungry Man combo, fried chicken and Salisbury steak dinner after microwaving on high for a total of 7 minutes. So we went in to try the fried chicken first, and it wasn't shocking whatsoever. The breading was soggy and falling off the chicken already, which like I said, wasn't surprising at all. And I already know there's gonna be a scooter out there. Well, if you cook it in the oven, the chicken crust will be crispy, extra crispy, like KFC. Well, Scooter, I beg to differ, because the oven instructions also said just to cut a slit in the plastic. And by no means is that gonna release enough steam not to make the crust soggy and mushy. There's just too much humidity in the container and the moisture underneath the chicken, it will never get crispy. If these money-hungry frozen food manufacturers would invest 3 more cents in each meal, they could include a microwave toasting sleeve like Hot Pockets does. That way the chicken might turn out crispy, but that extra 3 cents will cut into the bottom line too much. But as expected, the texture and the coating of the chicken was bad. However, the flavor was pretty decent. So next, we went in for a forkful of what Hungry Man calls pasta and cheese sauce, which is also known as macaroni and cheese. I kept my expectations low for the macaroni and cheese, and it certainly wasn't the best macaroni and cheese I've ever had, but it also wasn't the worst macaroni and cheese I've ever had. As much as I hate to say it, it was pretty good. And the other problem is, there wasn't a whole lot of macaroni and cheese, whether it was good or bad. So next we went in to try a piece of the chicken and the macaroni and cheese together. So once we had a forkful, into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. And the best way to describe the bite of the fried chicken and the macaroni and cheese was it was the best tasting rubber band you'll ever have. Like I said earlier, the breading on the chicken was pretty tasty, nice and salty and peppery, and the macaroni and cheese had great flavor, although it wasn't the best macaroni and cheese ever. But after sitting for a couple minutes, that chicken tightened up and became chewy as hell. Now let's try the Salisbury steak and the mashed potatoes. And right off the bat, those mashed potatoes don't look good at all. So we got a forking forkful, and then into the old pie hole and down the gullet they went. Now take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. From as watery and soupy as these mashed potatoes looked at first, they were pretty good. Of course, you could tell they're rehydrated potatoes, and still tasted better than your mother-in-law's mashed potatoes, but for most frozen dinner mashed potatoes, they were okay. But still nothing even close to the quality and deliciousness of Boston Market's mashed potatoes. Boston Market mashed potatoes are the best in the game as far as I'm concerned. So next, we cut off a piece of the Salisbury steak, and I did what any other self-respecting YouTube food reviewer would do. I performed a Stormy Daniels and cleaned the gravy off the meat before you, the people, could see it, so that way all you could see was meat. The gravy was the typical frozen food gravy. It wasn't too bad, but it was very salty. So finally, we did like we always do and tried a bite of the entree and the side together. And just like the chicken and the macaroni and cheese, you better make sure you at least get one good, big, quality bite of the side. Because after you get that one good quality bite of the side, there's not going to be much left, as you can see. So now for the final bite of our first Hungry Man combo. Into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. And I don't take any pleasure in saying this, but the last bite wasn't too bad at all. There's something about most frozen food, meatloaf, or Salisbury steak and mashed potato dinners that even when they suck, they're still not too bad. Well, I'm painting with too broad of a brush there, because there are some meals with their mashed potatoes and Salisbury steak or meatloaf are honestly awful. So now, before I give you my final review of Hungry Man's new combos, fried chicken and Salisbury steak dinner, be sure to stay tuned for the next Hungry Man combos, meatloaf and barbecue sauce chicken dinner. So here's my final review of Hungry Man combos, fried chicken and Salisbury steak dinner. It was a typical, overpriced, mediocre frozen dinner. Meth heads, grandparents, or infants could never eat the rubbery chicken. Other than that, the meal is gummy friendly. The flavor and the texture of everything else was okay. Not great, not good, not bad, but okay. So overall, the amount of food you get for the price of the food you get is preposterous. If you want to eat a Hungry Man dinner or two, buy the regular 1 pound Hungry Man dinners. So I'm giving the Hungry Man combo, fried chicken, and Salisbury steak dinner a 3 out of 10. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.